hopefully Tancred's sobered up a bit. The Lord of Leven. Minfilia wishes to discuss the latest threat to arise in the Black Shroud. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured I have not summoned you. I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business then. I have received the most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the primal Ra-Moon. I'm sorry. May have? Then it is not certain. The Elder Seedseer inform us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Leven's return to the forest. The Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion.
Forgive me, Antecedent, but that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so forth, Ra-Moon is reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known, if any were foolish enough to directly endanger their sylphs or their territory.
The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, 'twould surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon? You foresaw this event and did naught to prevent it? I told Papalimo I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ra-Moon once right after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came tramping through the forest.
And so long as the Castrum Orient stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ita and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers in the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Uldar drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like the Sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion, and quickened their efforts to summon their god.
I am put to mind of Titan and the kobolds once again. It is the affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming. I need a drink. 1 second.
Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Alex, through your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing and ultimately conflicting with Gridania. An untimely conflict. I wonder, might one who is treated,
or is it treated?
Whatever, with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past, not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ra-Moon can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning.
Not a bad idea. A fond hope were such a thing possible, but would not we would not have been at war with the beastmen or a fond hope were such thing possible. We would not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can. Let us continue this discussion anon. We must need first consult with the nation most afflicted by Ramun's presence. The elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Alex. Pray report to the commander hello at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. So, like right away. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Leven will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will of course lend you whatever aid you require. But they won't help me fight him though. That's one thing they won't do. They'll just stand back and, alright, you go do it. No, don't worry, you got this. And I'm off. So we'll need to go to the place whose name I forget, where the the Elder Seedseer hangs out. Or not, because yeah, I have to report to that guy first, don't I? Which is just over yonder. And hello. Ah, Alexander of the Scions, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial, skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nofika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand. Run! Do 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 do. Ba 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 bum bum ba ba ba. That away. Do 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 do. The other Scions have already arrived, sir. May I show you in? Yes, you may. Stupid invisible wall. I always want to go over that for some reason. I see the Sylphs have sent their own representative. There can be no doubt then.
Regis said that once Ramun passes judgment, his wrath is implacable. 'Twould be best to conclude that discussions, Gridania and its people are placed upon its scales. Whatever the LCC is planning, I want you to know that I'll be right there at your side, and I'm sure your Starla won't be far behind, even if she does think everything's mankind's fault, and I agree with that.
Oh, hello, Walking One. It's good to see a friend of Elder One. I'm most curious to hear how the Elder Seedseer means to treat with Lord Ramun.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty.
Voice acting, also Scions.
I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace.
Voice acting?
Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands.
So, you're going to be racist again and not give a sylph a voice actor? I see how it is.
Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks.
Just dance away in the background.
Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest.
And it sounds like gill sellers.
Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
And they kicked me out. How very dare they? Hawthorne Hut, that's it. I was trying to remember. Hop. Bum 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 bum. So, do I not have to like go through a load of stuff to get to him? Is it actually going to be this simple? Actually, now that I think about it, it was pretty simple getting to Good King Mughulmog. Alexander the Sions, I was told to expect you. I've already forgotten if that was how you said it. I'm pretty sure it was. I understand you go to treat with the primal Ramun himself. What the heck? Unenviable. Wow, shouldn't have took us that long to get that. An unenviable task, and one that shall be made all the more difficult by the interference of the touched sylphs. With the aid of the Sions and the inhabitants of Little Solace, the Order of the Twin Adder will enter the Sylphlands and do what can be done to clear your path. I shall brief you on the impending operation once you are satisfied with your preparations. Ooh, sandwich. Pineapple thing. Oh, that sounds really nice. But it's useless to me. That one's useful. What's this? A Sylvan Sting. I don't know what they actually do. Okay. The Serpent Lieutenant is eager to explain. Sorry, it's really got us confused as to what they do. And then I've clicked off. The Serpent Lieutenant is eager to explain the details of your foray into the Sylphlands. Ready, are you? Then allow me to explain the final details of this foray into the Sylphlands. In order that you might treaty with the Lord of Leven, we must first learn where the primal is to be found. Though we are certain Ramun was summoned somewhere within the territory of the touched sylphs, the precise whereabouts yet elude us, and aimlessly thrashing about in the undergrowth will only lead to unnecessary conflict. We are fortunate, then, to have the expertise of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn at our disposal. Mistress Ida and her companions will make use of their Charlian devices to measure recent etheric activity. They assured me that the disturbance caused by the summoning of a primal shall prove a most obvious beacon. Why won't they give me one of those things? It sounds really useful. But we must not get ahead of ourselves. Your first objective will be to join up with your fellow Scions. Time being of the essence, they have already entered the Sylphlands. Fear not, however. They have a twin adder escort and a Sylph guide for
Help! This one needs help!
Ah, a guide. What has become of our companions?
These ones were ambushed by a bunch of Touched Ones.
What?
Oh, at the border of Touched Ones' territory. Touched Ones tossed a stinging scale bomb, and arrow-shooting ones were left coughing and crying.
What of the Scions?
Arrow-shooting ones were in the lead and took the worst of the stinging. The walking ones scattered this way and that way to escape the same fate.
Barely 2 steps into the Sylphlands and we have already lost our charges? But it will profit us little to go running after them until we know exactly what we're facing. Let us first tend to the scouts and assess the situation.
This one has cleansing water for walking ones. Splash it over arrow-shooting ones and rinse away the stinging scales from eyes and nose and mouth.
Ah, my thanks. I will leave the task in Alexander's capable hands. Thanks. Yeah, just throw it over. 'Tis hardly an auspicious beginning, but I must ask that you adhere to the plan and rendezvous with your fellow Scions. If you can get the scouts back on their feet, they may be able to point you towards your companions. Oh, and be on your guard. If this operation is to succeed, we can ill afford any further mishaps.
Coughing and crying ones are not far. This one will show walking one the way.
Do do do. I knew it would be too simple. The Sylphland Steam. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Not far, that's quite far. Okay. That would be my guess of where he is. Because it looks suspicious. Dunno, I just thought I'd look at the map and guess. Wherever it is, even if you go there early, there'll be nothing there to hint. I'll give you a hint as to where you're meant to go afterwards. Although that does look suspicious. Whatever that is. Okay. I did go the right way.
Arrow shooting ones are just over there.
Suffocating private, wheezing private, TBI private,
Hostile sylph.
I'm going to talk to you.
Ha! Walking ones suffer for trespassing in these ones' domain.
Well, at least someone's enjoying it. Don't worry, I brought some water.
Thank you. Distilled through some manner of powder.
Oh, I like this music.
Oh, that's so much better. Praise Nofika. I thought to claw my own eyes from my skull. Does that bastard sylph yet linger? I can still barely see.
Oh, this music's cool. All of the Beast Tribe music's really good.
Another walking one. Ha! This one shall not falter. This one carries an entire sack of... This one's sack of scale bombs. It's gone. No matter. This one will fetch more. And then new walking one will suffer as well. Hee hee. This one stole Touched One's sack while Touched One was gloating over coughing ones.
Wow, well done.
But this one's clever trick will mean naught if Touched One fetches more skill bombs. Walking One must act fast. This one will use another clever trick to help Walking One move unseen. Walking One must sneak up on Touched One before this one's trick wears off. Take this skill bomb and give Touched One a taste of Touched One's own medicine. Is Walking One ready? This one's eager to make mischief for Touched One. Hold still. Walking One will soon be there, but not be there, just like the wind.